said that AEG had insurance on the first 23 million. Is the figure I'd heard?
You know, it's actually the first 23 shows, okay, and it's 17.5 million.
That was your...
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I know we had talked and you had said a lot of the insurance coverage depends on finally what that autopsy
Right. We
shows.
need to see what the toxicology report says, and we have a claim if it's accidental, okay, which, you know, is a broad definition of what accidental is. And we probably don't have a claim, but I know 100% our insurance lawyers would be able to tell, or we're looking at that if it was natural. But if it's accidental, we definitely have an insurance claim.
And do you think, would that encompass possibly any kind of overdose on prescription drugs?
Yeah, yes, those will all be considered accidental deaths.
How are the ticket refunds going so far? I know it started July 1st.
It's been, I mean, not that many people have refunded their tickets yet. We're running right now, depends on the day, but you know, it looks like we're going to end up around 40 to 50% retention of the tickets versus refunds. These lenticular tickets that we haven't sent out yet. You know, there some people who think the price is too high for the ticket. We struggled all weekend. I mean, people work 24 hours over the weekend to try to figure out what the fair thing to do here was, and we negotiated with all of the 4 official ticket agencies, in addition to Viagogo, which was doing the secondary ticketing, official secondary ticketing, and in that we negotiated with them to make sure they returned the surcharge, because some did, some have language that they didn't have to, and the credit card charges and all that. We negotiated with them so people had the option of a full refund, including surcharge, or keep your tickets, but then we would keep the money. Then the other issue was if people bought 4 tickets, could you break it up? I mean, remember, there's a very people, you know, there's a lot, not a lot, but there's some people complain that the ticket's too expensive. They should be able to keep their ticket anyway, even with the refund. Well, you know, that's maybe fine in, you know, some fantasy world, okay, but where do you get a refund and keep the product also? Okay, and we have a fiduciary responsibility to the estate, not just to ourselves to recoup our money, but the sooner we recoup, we're less of a burden on the estate. So it goes hand in hand. I'm not saying it's altruistic, okay, but it's business.
Is there any estimation of how much AG Live will recoup from the tickets that people decide to keep?
If there's 40% retention, we'll be clean. We'll be out.
There's 85 million you had to state?
No, that would have been the gross. It was gross, but I'm talking about what will probably end up being about 27 million in terms of what we have out.
It's 50 dates at the O2 Arena.
Well, the O2, as you know, is Lee Seidman, who runs this building, which we also own, hates when I say that, but the O2 is the greatest arena in the world and the greatest concert market in the world. The dates in January, February, and March, because remember, these 50 shows are spread out over 9 months, okay? Those will be easy. They're already, you know, going like there's no tomorrow. Okay, the dates in the summer of the 27 dates between now and September, the truth is that's the slowest time of the year for the arena, that we maybe would have had 10 shows in there out of the 27. That was the bonanza of having Michael Jackson during this time period. But remember, it's festival season. And the festivals like Glastonbury and Leeds and stuff like that, and V-Fest, they eat up and devour arena headliners. So it's not as bad as everyone thinks. And yes, and for the record, okay, this great company I work for is not bankrupt and not going out of business, and certainly not in trouble from this.
Any details about the rumors that there's going to be a tribute show going on?
Well, that, you know, in terms of, we would love to do that. We would love to take this production that was Michael's last great work, and believe me, this was, you know, Kenny and Michael Ortega, but, you know, Michael's vision was breathed into this thing, and we'd like the world to see it. And maybe with the brothers, there was a big J5 section, but that, until I bury my friend, we're not even thinking about that stuff.
Have any artists reached out to you to participate in it?
Everyone you could think of.
Can you name it?
I shouldn't until we figure out what we're doing. I'm not sure they would want to be named.
Do you think it would be kind of one big blowout or several?
I think this is something that you do once, and you do broadcast around the world, and then maybe a DVD or something. But I think this is a one-time thing.
Would it be in London?
Yes, it would be at the O2 in London if it's going to happen.
How involved were you?
And they asked me if I would do this again given everything that has happened, and the answer is hell yes.